it's a difficult one, especially with boxing, because you don't know what's going to go on. You don't know who's going to win. You don't know who's going to lose and where they're going to end up and stuff. So trying to plan your career long term in boxing and pick individuals and things.
Just my opinion, I honestly think Fabio Wardley should stop boxing, because from where he started here to where he's got to there, he's better than most people. He's better than most boxers. But I don't think he can go back to the drawing board and learn enough now to forward his career, because he has sustained a lot of damage. He's put himself in the position, you understand, by getting damaged in fights and having hard fights.
I genuinely think he took way too much punishment, and that's, I mean, that was so severe. If I were him, I'd never fight again.
Something I'll need to total up along the way. There's a few things about my style, about the way I fight and things I do that I'll need to tighten up as well. But look, it all takes time. I'm in no immediate rush. I've still got, because that means they get to see it again maybe, and they get another go at it. So yeah, it's still a bitter pill to swallow. It's not a.
Has got a heart as big as a bucket, and some of the punches he took last night, he may not come back from, because he was taking right hands, he was eating them so flush, it was quite brutal to watch at times. I've actually got sorry.
A slight difference, fighting a world champion, a legitimate world champion for a title, and beating a world champion who's already a world champion. And Fabio Wardley hasn't beat a current world champion to be the champion, has he? Josie Park,
He should fight. I genuinely don't think he should take that rematch. I think that's too dangerous. I genuinely think he took way too much punishment, and that's, I mean, that was so severe. If I were him, I'd never.
Well, I hope that's not going to be the case for him, and if he carries on, you know, we certainly would be looking to help him in that way. But look, he's been involved in some of the.
How good of a servant has he been to box?
He's a great guy. I just felt this week, I couldn't, you know, like I've been around him a lot of fight weeks, I just didn't feel any kind of confidence or buzz. And I think when I heard that this fight was getting made, I thought, that's a strange fight.
Listen, the fight was supposed to stop in round 10 because his nose was bleeding so badly.
What's next for him? I'm hearing a rematch clause. If not, who do you want to see him fight?
Nobody wants to see the.
You know, don't think it's going to be the most amazing few rounds. It was much better than that. It was just a phenomenal fight, phenomenal to watch, to witness and see these two guys, what they did, bearing their soul and getting off Daniel getting off the floor and the canvas and coming back how he did. It swung both ways to fight, and it was just
Fabio Wardley just announced his retirement. And the reason? Daniel Dubois broke him so badly that one of boxing's toughest warriors can't mentally handle stepping back in the ring. This isn't just another knockout loss. This is a complete mental collapse.
They could ever question this young man again. Yeah? All that quitting nonsense. Nobody will ever question him again.
Two-time heavyweight champion of the world under you.
It sounds good, doesn't it?
Listen to what Wardley himself admitted after the fight. Several rounds in, he still couldn't figure out what was going wrong. He's talking about struggle, about learning, but you can hear it in his voice. This man is completely shattered. The frustration is eating him alive.
We were in there with a very dangerous fighter in the name of Fabio Wardley. He should be proud of himself.
Duke McKenzie didn't sugarcoat it. He praised Wardley's heart, but straight up said the punishment was so brutal that retirement might be the only option. When respected boxing analysts are publicly questioning if you should ever fight again, that's when you know it's bad.
Fight, I think the worst thing that happened was that knockdown in the first round. After that, Wardley was just looking for that right hand. No jabs, no defense, no left hook. Sorry, meat and chicken. You know what I mean? But it was a hell of a fight. He showed the heart of a champion, and I think there should be a rematch.
Dominic Engel went even further. He looked at Wardley's accumulated damage and said what everyone was thinking, a full rebuild isn't realistic anymore. The damage has reached a point where improvement at elite level just isn't happening. That's devastating to hear about any fighter.
No jab, nothing, looking for power shots. It is like he didn't train. He was busy commentating.
Little bastard. He was supposed to fucking train in the gym. Dude, how many jabs did Fabio chuck? Last jab. He didn't chuck no jabs. He didn't do anything with it.
But Barry McGuigan delivered the knockout blow to Wardley's confidence. He flat out said Wardley should never fight again. A rematch? Too dangerous. If it was up to him, Wardley walks away entirely. That's not analysis, that's an intervention.
Daniel recovered well. He's learned. He's learned from his knockdowns before. He's learned a lot. You know what I mean? So, yeah, he's done well.
Here's where it gets interesting, though. Frank Warren, Wardley's own promoter, is desperately trying to keep him in the sport. He's talking about guidance, support systems, finding a path forward. But you can hear the desperation. Even his own promoter sounds worried.
But it's one of the best fights I've ever seen. One of the best fights. Fair play to Fabio Wardley. What a hard man he is. He didn't want to quit. His corner didn't pull him out. And Daniel Jabor kept his composure. He kept his composure, stuck to the plan. He started to get a bit tired himself. He realised that Wardley has still got something in the tank. He kept pulling it out of the bag. He looked dead on his feet. But what a fight.
Eddie Hearn saw this coming from miles away. He noticed something was off in Wardley's camp before the fight even started. Lack of confidence, low energy, wrong mindset. Hearn's basically saying they shouldn't have taken this fight in the first place. The warning signs were everywhere.
For old demons when he got dropped. I think he started to think old demons when he started to think his things weren't working. But you know what was giving Daniel confidence? He kept landing a jab. Every time Wardley threw a right hand, Dubois would stick a jab and it would touch his target. That day was giving Dubois hope that, okay, then I can stand in front of my target and I can land with a jab. And he knew he was softening up Wardley with a jab.
Johnny Nelson broke down exactly what went wrong technically. Wardley started decent, good jab, solid movement. But the moment his plan A stopped working, everything collapsed. No backup strategy, no adjustments, just complete mental breakdown under pressure. That's amateur hour at world level.
I've seen a heavyweight fight that captivating, that entertaining, round after round, backwards and forwards. The heart on these guys, the balls, the bravery. That's what you want to pay. That's what you want to. We hope every time we tune in for a heavyweight championship, you're getting that type of energy. They both gave everything they had. I could watch that 10 times.
Here's what's wild though. Frank Warren is still trying to spin this as entertainment, calling it phenomenal, talking about drama and momentum swings. Meanwhile, his own fighter is talking retirement because his brain can't process what happened to him in there.
What a warrior he is, and came through that test, you know, coming off the back of a loss. I was a bit nervy to start off with and a bit all over the place, but I pulled it together and got the victory.
Don Charles came in with the most emotional defense, insisting nobody can question Wardley's heart. But here's the problem: heart doesn't fix a broken fighter. You can have all the heart in the world, but if you're mentally shattered, it doesn't matter. And that's exactly what happened here.
This fight was very hard for two guys, you know, but I think for the crowd was also a nice fight. Unbelievable, I like it.
Was you surprised about the heart that Daniel showed down?
Yes, 100% I was surprised. But you know, Daniel gave a good performance. You know, he was in the first and then the 4 rounds, I don't know, he was one down.
Even Buddy McGirt, who called it a hell of a fight, pointed to that early knockdown as the moment everything changed. Wardley became predictable, one-dimensional, basically fighting scared. That's not championship mentality, that's survival mode.
It wasn't the most skilled heavyweight fight I've ever seen, but it was just what the fans wanted to see. The fans wanted that, you know what I mean? That was blood and guts, but God and name the ball.
Derek Katsura absolutely destroyed Wardley's performance, calling it technically lacking and completely one-dimensional. He's frustrated watching a fighter at this level miss basic fundamentals. When you're getting criticized for boxing basics, your elite days are numbered. So here you have it. One brutal knockout has potentially ended a heavyweight career before it really began. The experts are split between retirement and rebuilding, but Wardley himself sounds like he's already mentally checked out. This isn't just about one bad night. This is about a fighter discovering his ceiling the hard way. What do you think? Should Wardley walk away or try to rebuild from this devastating loss? Drop your thoughts below, smash that like button if this breakdown opened your eyes, and subscribe because heavyweight boxing just lost one of its warriors. I'll see you in the next one.